Welcome to the only place where real, raw, and vulnerable conversations happen with IFBB Bikini Pros to give you an inside look at their struggles, strategies, mindset, passions, and all of life beyond the stage. This podcast is made to inspire, motivate, and remind competitors and the average gym goer that even the most extreme lifestyles and elite athletes have their ups and downs. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm your host, Celeste Rains-Turk, and now it's time for the Confessions of a Bikini Pro podcast. You are about to hear a reposted episode from the now Miss Bikini International champion, Vania Auguste. She was previously interviewed on the podcast with her episode released on December 31st, 2021. And now it is March 31st, 2025, as I'm recording this intro to repost this interview with Vania so you guys can get a little peek into the making of such a champion as this. I am hopeful to have her on again also, so definitely encourage her to come on. We already spoke. She said she's interested, but I'm sure she's slammed with stuff right now, but we are really, really happy for Vania, and I had to do this repost episode to celebrate her and the incredible person that she is and the mindset that she has to get to where she's gotten over the last few years. That takes resilience and commitment and drive, and she's got all of that and more. So please enjoy this replay of an episode with your new Miss Bikini International champion, Vania Auguste. Hey everybody, I'm so happy to have on IFBB Bikini Pro posing coach and an athlete who has been competing since 2015. She turned pro in 2019 at NPC Junior Nationals. Then in 2020, she was 1 point away from qualifying for the Olympia, then came back this year to make her Olympia debut when she qualified after 10 pro competitions. So I'm very excited for this episode. Welcome to the show, Vania Auguste. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good.
Good.
Thank you for the introduction.
You're welcome. Oh, I'm so excited about this episode. Seriously, I had so much fun prepping it. And I actually even talked to your coach a little bit before.
You did?
Yeah, I did. Ryan is really sweet. And I just really enjoyed connecting with him about your journey too. And he had lots of good things to say.
Good.
Yeah. So before we get into everything, I always like to ask, what is something that you do or maybe a ritual you have right before your heel hits the stage?
I always pray, even if it's like, I was raised Catholic. So even if I do the cross sign, that's like my thing to do before I get on stage.
That's awesome. Do you feel like that grounds you?
It does. It definitely does. It does. Like in the morning, even in the morning, like as I get ready for showtime, like I'll listen to gospel song for like a good 20 minutes and then I'll switch to like Beyonce or something.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you pose to Beyonce?
I do. And then when I pose my clients, I'm like, think of Beyonce or Rihanna. That's like my go-to. Beyonce, Rihanna.
That's awesome. I definitely want to talk to you about your posing coaching and your presentation in general, because you have such a beautiful presentation on stage. And I love the way that you walk. And I was actually hoping you're welcome. I was hoping you could give us some of your best posing tips, especially for nailing your walk.
Thank you. Honestly, I was a dancer since I was a little kid, so that kind of helped with my presentation. But the tip that I give for walking, when you're walking, think of, especially for short girl, we want to act like we as tall as a tall girl next to us. So you always want to have your chest out and not towards the ceiling, but like almost like you on the place, like your attitude has to be like, okay, like they came to watch me. Like I'm putting on the show. So your chest is up, head high. And I always tell girls to put rotate their shoulder back just a little bit. And as you walking, it's almost like they want to see your leg first before they see your shoulder. Because you're a little bit lean back, just a little tap bit.
That's
So
really good
that's,
advice.
yeah. So if you lean just a little bit, like shoulder back just a little bit, once you put your shoulder back, your chest gonna be out, your head is high, and then as you walk in, you kind of like it's like tip tiptoe, as you walk in, the first thing you want the judge to see is your legs, and then everything just flow from above.
Mm. How do you help someone who has a hard time controlling or maybe maneuvering their arms? Because I know as a first time competitor, it can feel really awkward.
Honestly, I always teach the posing, just the routine first, and then I say, okay, we can work on arm because everybody's so focused on how to make the arm flow. They don't want to look stiff. So I try to give them a routine first, and then we talk about the arm. So, for example, when you're walking, that's hard for people to just do the little sway with their
Mhm.
hand. So when they walk, I tell them, think of like if you're walking down the street, like if you're walking down the street, your hand just automatically do like, it's just by your side. So think of that. And then when we add the little sass or the little, when you do the little hip thing, then you can do a little bit more sway. But that's all I want them to think about. Like think of you walking down the street
I like
and just
that
let your
rather than
hand go.
complicating it.
Right. Rather than like, okay, it needs to be left, right, left, right. No, think of like you walking down the street and it's just gonna flow with your body.
I like that a lot. And I know like
Mhm.
some girls will struggle with the like feminine energy or confidence on stage. And you really have like you can tell you're confident up there. So what's helped you to bring that energy out?
Whew. Practicing, practicing, practicing. The way you practice at home at the gym is exactly what you're gonna do on stage. So when I practice, even at the gym after my workout, and I just feel like I'm lack of energy, I need to do it again because the same energy that I do it at the gym is gonna be the same energy on stage. Especially when let's say you do a show and there's nobody there. You don't have no family or friend, it's just you have to find that energy within yourself. You have to find that confidence within yourself. Like if I enjoy myself posing, I enjoy my front pose and my back pose, it's gonna show throughout my routine.
Yeah, I love that advice. I think that's really, really important because it's easy to just go through the motions. But when you
Right.
really like focus on what's the positioning I'm holding, how does this position feel? And doing it, I've personally found, especially this last improvement season for myself after competing at USA's, I was like, I need to really make sure that I'm always nailing my poses and I'm not changing things on show day, which I
Mm-hmm.
did just like not even on, I don't know, it just happened. So I practiced all improvement season even more, and I'm continuing to. And I recognize it makes a huge difference when you do treat it like this is your stage routine. So
Right.
bring that energy.
Right. So like every time you practice, once you have that routine and you're like, okay, this is the routine that I'm gonna bring on stage. Every time you practice, it should feel like you're on stage. So like let's say you do your routine and you're like, no, I'm not feeling it. I gotta do it again. Do it again. Do it again as in you were on stage and people are screaming your name or nobody's screaming your name. You need to feel it.
Mm,
So
I
yeah.
like that. I really, really like that. Like actually redo it until it feels good. Because some days it
Yeah.
really just feels like so bad.
Right. Even
Sometimes
if
my
it's just
body's
the
like, what?
walk.
Yes,
Even if
yes.
it's just the walk, let's say like this week, you're like, okay, today I'm just gonna focus on my walk, and you do the walk and you're like, hey, I'm not feeling it. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again until you feel it. Put that right music. For me is Beyonce, I'm a diva. I always think I'm a diva.
Mm.
So once you have that music that you like, you put it on, you feel it. Like you do your walk and you feel like, okay, now I feel good.
Definitely gonna have to have you add that song to the Confessions of BD Pro playlist when we open it up because I need to hear it and pose to it. I always turn that playlist on when I'm posing now, so I definitely want you
Uh-huh.
to put that there. But I wrote it down to look it up too because I just love when you do hear a song or when you get something that just puts you in that vibe, like that show vibe, and it just feels so
Mhm.
good.
It does. It does.
So
And
what are
honestly,
oh go
honestly,
ahead.
you kind of sorry, you have to. you have to feel it within yourself too, right? Like when we
Mhm.
practice, we have our own music that just get us in that mood. But when we on stage, we're not in control of the music.
Yeah.
So we don't know what they're gonna play. Maybe they'll play Beyonce, maybe they'll play something completely different. And you still gotta find that energy to bring out. So it's really about feeling it. You know when it feels right.
I like that point because if you
Mhm.
rely on just like your same, couple of songs to get you
Yeah,
in that mood, it won't work.
yeah. No, no. Like let's say you're a fast poser. Like even though you slow down, but you know you go fast, and the music is super slow. How do you contribute to that? How do you transition yourself?
Mm. Do you think that
So
it's important to listen for the music at the show that you're doing?
I think it is. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I always find like as soon as I step on stage, I don't hear anything. It's like I'm in a tunnel and I'm just focused on like hitting the routine and looking at the judges. And I can feel everything around me and like feel my feet on the ground, but hearing the music has always been something I've not done. So that's a really good tip for me is maybe start practicing, like really listening for what's like put something on shuffle and practice that.
Yes, for sure. If the music, let's say if the music is slow and your routine is a little bit faster, you might want to slow down just a little bit to go with the rhythm. It just adds that pop to your posing. Now, if it's fast, like super fast, but you go a little bit slow, maybe your transition can be a little bit faster. It's just to hit that keynote. You ever watch a girl pose and the music is like perfect?
Yeah.
It's perfect. Like they going through the beat, like it just matched their posing. So sometimes you do have to adjust your music.
Yeah, that's true. I really like
Mhm.
that. When you see girls at a national level, what are some of the mistakes that you've seen made when someone's going for their pro card?
National level. Are you talking about show day or leading to the
Yes,
show?
show day.
Show day, I would say, big mistake is when they do think that their coach ain't telling them to do. Or if they saw an athlete do something and they want to do it too. I think that's the biggest mistake. If you're ready and you know your protocol, you should follow your protocol. It doesn't matter who you sharing the room with, who's around you. Like you should stay focused on you. Like if your teammate is eating carbs and your coach told you not to eat carbs, there's a reason why.
Yes.
So I think I think that's kind of like where especially with team or even not even with team, like with individual, like when I've done national, at a point you get to know some of the athlete and you become friends with them. So you see what they do before they get on stage. Like some people eat cookies, some people eat rice cake. If your
Mhm.
coach told you not to eat rice cake, don't eat rice cake. There's a reason why they told you not to eat rice cake. So I think
Exactly.
that's the mistake that some of us are making. Like, oh well, if she's eating rice, then I can have it too. No, 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 no.
Yeah, you see that actually a lot backstage too, where a girl will maybe
Mhm.
be eating a Reese's cup or candy and she'll be offering it to someone who's looking
Right.
at it like, what is that? Like, I want that. And I see this happen where they're like, oh, we'll just have one. It's not a big deal. It's like, well, it's a big deal if you're having it before you go on stage. That means it could
Right.
be a big deal for that person.
It is a big deal. It is a big deal. Some people maybe they don't hold sugar the way other people hold sugar. I know for me, um sugar is not, I mean, it's my friend at a certain time, but if I want my waist to be super tiny, there's no sugar at all. Like no sugar. But like I know like eating a Reese's Pieces, like a small one won't affect me as much, but I want my waist to be tight. I don't want to have that guilt or I ate this Reese's Pieces. So no.
Right. Yeah, I think it's good that you know your body so well. I mean, you've done so many shows, and I want to talk about your journey for sure. But before I do, when did you start posing coaching? Because this is something you do. So I'm curious when you started and why you started.
I started in 2019. After I turned pro, one of the girl in Tennessee, because I was in Tennessee and around Nashville, she reached out and she said, "Oh my God, I love your posing, and I would love for you to be my coach." And I was just like, that was before, like right before I turned pro. I was like, I don't know. She's like, trust me, you do. I know you can give me some tips. And we had a session and she really enjoyed it. And we compared like her front pose to what I changed it, her back pose. And she's like, "You're really good at this." And I was like, "I am. Maybe I should start helping people." And a month later, I turned pro, and then she booked me again, and she's like, "I knew it. I knew you had it." And then ever since then, she's like, "Hey," she's kind of pushed me to promote my posing. She's like, "You need to start posing people in Tennessee. We don't have that many posing coach in that area." And that's when I was like, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go for it." And I started putting my best more posing on my page, and people started reaching out. And that
That's
was it.
awesome.
Yeah.
So outside of posing coaching, what do you do career-wise?
I am a teacher.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow.
Yeah,
For what grade?
I am a sophomore teacher and I teach
Wow.
French.
Wow, that's amazing. Dang.
Thank
Is that
you.
how did you is French a language for you? Did you learn it?
Yes. So I
Okay.
was raised in Haiti and we speak French in Haiti. So
Oh,
I knew French. Yeah.
that's cool. So what made you decide to come to America and then what made you decide to pursue teaching?
Well, we moved to Brooklyn. I don't know if you can hear my accent, but I have
I
so many
do.
accents, I don't even know. So we moved to Brooklyn. I think it was at the age of 15 because my mom just like it was just too much going on in the country, like political wise. So she sent us to live with our aunt in Brooklyn. And I lived in Brooklyn for almost 10 years. After college, I was like, okay, I need something different. 'Cause, I mean, Brooklyn will always be home. Definitely taught me a lot, but I was just like, I cannot. It was too expensive. I was like, I need to do
Mhm.
something different. So I started visiting Nashville, and Nashville kind of remind me of Haiti in a way because it was so open. There was so much grass. I just loved that I was like in the countryside, but not too country.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, this is it. This is the spot for me. And I moved here. As I transitioned, and when I was in Brooklyn, I was actually working with little kids after school program. And I was like, okay, I definitely wanted to be a teacher. So as I transitioned to Tennessee, I applied for a program, I got accepted. And then from that program, they kind of like asked you, where did you want to teach? And I ended up in a high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got inspired because you were working with little kids and then you ended up teaching high schoolers.
Right.
That's
It
crazy.
was a big gap. It was from kindergarten, like first graders, second graders to high school.
Oh my gosh, what a shock.
Yeah, yeah. But I truly like the high school. I yeah, I definitely like high school a lot more than the babies. You can have a conversation with them, real life stuff. So
Yes.
yeah.
Do they know that you compete?
Of course, of
That's
course.
awesome.
And there's no way that I can hide. Well, the first year I did try to hide competition from them. And they found out. It was like I mean my social media is not private and they're pretty good with technology, so they were able
Yeah.
to find out right away. And once they saw like my shoulder, they're like, Miss August, you do something. What do you do? So so every time the school year starts, that's like I always tell them like I'm a bodybuilder. If you go on Instagram, you see me, yes, it's me. So yeah, they know. So they
Um,
know. I was trying to hide it from everyone, but they found out. And they're pretty good about it. I think I promote what I promote to them is that you can do both. You can be a professional and a bodybuild in the bodybuilding world and a professional as a teacher. So when they go to my page, it's not like, oh wow, Miss August, like you showing skin. It's more like I'm promoting something.
Yeah.
I want to inspire them. Okay, like you can do this. And when my students see me, when they find my Instagram or Facebook, they're like, "Miss August, we find your Instagram." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, you just search my name, but whatever." Like, yeah, like, yeah, we find your Instagram, and you look different on Instagram. You do not dress up to come to work like that. I'm like, no, I'm at work. Like, I need to dress as if I'm at work. There's two different places. So, yeah,
I love that. You're really being a role model for them.
absolutely.
And also for the bodybuilding community to show that you can work both within the fitness industry, but also develop a career outside of it.
Yes. Yes, 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 you can. Yes, you can. I mean, does it get tough? Absolutely. Especially when you have to do 10 show back to back and do lesson plan, you know,
Yeah.
and do cardio and meal prep. Yes, but it can get done.
How did you manage to do so many shows during a school year when like maybe you have athlete meetings on Fridays or you got to fly out early? Like how do you manage your time?
Well, I tried to, the show that I was doing, I tried to do it every 2 weeks. So
Mm.
it was in like back to back. Once you miss a day at work, it kind of pushed my student behind with their lesson. So I was always mindful of that. Um, I try and I don't call out like sick days unless I'm super sick. I will call out. If I'm not sick or I just feel like terrible, I'll still go to work. So they always know like if I'm calling out, it's always for competition. And it's kind of like they know competition season. So they know when it's coming. They know once it's like May going into summertime, that's when competition season starts. And that's when we have more show. So they're a little bit more understandable about what's going on with me.
That's really cool that they're supportive of you.
They are.
So, how do you maybe work through low energy days while also having to teach, multiple classes of students every day?
Low energy day. When I have a low energy day, they do book work. I feel bad for saying that, but yeah, when I'm like super tired, like I can't, do run, not run, but like check on every single student. They'll have book work, or it could be a culture day where they watch something related to a country that speaks French and they get to do the research. So they kind of do more of the work, and I'm like the supervisor, if that makes sense.
It does. Yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
makes
And
sense.
instead of me teaching and telling them, okay, well, they speak French in Cambodia or things like that, I will tell them, all right, this is your country, this is what you need to research, and you have to present it. So they have to do the job and present it to me.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you've really found a way to get in a groove with it. And how long have you been teaching and how long have you been bodybuilding?
So I've been teaching for 4 years and I've been bodybuilding for 5.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah,
So bodybuilding came before teaching.
it did. It did. It
What
did.
what does your normal day look like? Maybe on prep compared to improvement season, does it change much? And how do you manage it? Like do you go to the gym early, later?
On prep and improvement season are about the same. So I go to the gym in the well, prep is a little bit different because you gotta do your fasted cardio. So I'll go to the gym early in the morning about between 5 or 5:30. I do my cardio and then I go to work. I have to be at work by 8:30. So my first meal is always between 7 and 7:30. Like I'm super strict about my first meal. I don't know why. It's just weird. So between
Nice.
7 and 7:30, I have my first meal. I go to work in at 3:45. I have my meal 4 at that time. Get ready for the gym, and then I hit the gym. Then after the gym, go home. If I need to meal prep If there's anything that I need to do, I'll do it and then repeat again the next day. Well, I do play with my dogs when I get home.
I love
Let's
that.
not forget it. I play with them, gotta walk them, gotta give them their time, and then repeat again.
Yes, and now you have auntie duties too. So
I know.
how's this influenced you and competing?
Well, it definitely did influence the past 3 weeks. Because my sister gave birth early, and I was going to do the show this weekend, like yesterday, Iron Game. And when she gave birth, I was just like, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm an auntie right now. And can't. So I pull out, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this show. I want to enjoy being an auntie. I want to see my niece. I just wanted to be with her. It was my first niece also. So it was just like something different for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does your sister live near you?
No, she's 7 hours away. And I drove
Oh.
7 hours away.
Wow, that's
Yes,
awesome.
I did.
I
I took
love
a couple of days off. It was just different. This year, I did focus a lot on competing. So being able, and my sister did come to Olympia. So after she gave birth, I was just like, I needed to spend some time with family.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's really special. And you did have quite a season. So let's just go through your bodybuilding career and the seasons that you've had. First of all, because you've done so many shows, I'm wondering if you have any favorite shows that you've done.
Patriot was definitely one of my favorite. That was show number 6.
Mhm.
Girl Power was one, and then Nashville Fit Show.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Wasn't Girl Power also near you?
Girl Power was in Orlando.
Oh,
So
okay,
two
got
of
it.
it. Yeah. Girl
Nice.
Power was in Orlando. Yeah.
So what did you think of the Olympia?
It was amazing.
Tell us
Like
more.
it was amazing. Like it was so busy at the same time because like I went down to Orlando on Tuesday. So Tuesday was probably the day where I had it was super down for me, like super slow. Like did my cardio, my workout. I was extra bored, went back, did a little bit of cardio, walked around. And then once Wednesday came, it was just like I had a photo shoot. And then I had to check in with my coach. I still had to do my cardio and my workout. It was just like
Wow.
nonstop. Something was happening. On Thursday, we had check-in. You check in. Well, I still had to check in with my coach, but then you had regular check-in. That was amazing. Just sitting there with all these girls that you watch, you're like you see like 2 years ago, I remember watching Laura Lee or Jennifer
Mm.
Dory. A year ago, I remember watching Jasmine again on that stage. I mean, last year I went to the Olympia, so I watched some of these girls and I was sitting next to them. So it was just like, wow, this is really happening. Like I am in this room with all these girls.
That is
Yeah,
so cool.
it was amazing. It was just like Like I kept asking myself, like, is this really true? Like, is this like
Yeah.
I'm not watching this through Instagram. I'm actually there and I'm part of it. So
That's so
yeah,
cool.
it
What did
was.
you think of the meet and greet and all the festivities?
It was great. The meet and greet was really good. It was fun. They did it different this year, so I kind of like the way they did it this year. They brought out each group one at a time, so that one was different. And I really, really enjoyed that they are including more women in the meet and greet.
Yeah.
Um, then the on Friday, I remember going to watch the wellness because I was like, okay, I need to go and see the stage. I wanted to see the stage before Saturday. So we went to the expo to watch wellness, and I saw that stage and I was like, oh my God.
It was big. It was
It
huge.
was So I was like, I'm gonna be on that stage tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna be on that stage tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna I just kept saying that to myself. I'm gonna be on that stage tomorrow. Like tomorrow, I'm gonna be on that stage. Like what? That was
Oh,
really fun. It was really fun just seeing like the stage was at the expo. So it was like we were on stage, but there's so many things going on at the same time.
so
So
cool.
I know. So and then that's kind of like where you kind of like you need to stay focused because there's so much thing going on that you can lose focus. Like so many things. People are screaming your name, and at the same time, there's an expo in the background. People are dancing, and then the judges are telling you face front, face the back.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it was a great experience.
Oh, I love that. And I know you had quite the journey to get there. Let's go back to 2017 when you started hitting the national circuit. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this.
Mhm,
But you started hitting the national circuit in 2017. You continued to
mhm,
this 2018 where you competed in Universe before going on to
mhm,
compete in, now this is interesting, a figure and bikini class at your last
mhm.
show of 2018. So can you tell us more about your journey just to becoming a pro and then what inspired you to compete in figure along the way?
So let's see. 2017 was the first year that I did nationals, and I remember my first national was Junior USA, and I got last call out. I mean, last call out, the girl at the end, and I look at the girls around me. I said, okay, I have work to do. You know, it was like a reality check. And then I went on and did North American, and that was my first time hitting first call out at nationals. At that point, it kind of gave me the mindset of where I need to be competitive at a national level. Um, then 2018, we went and did Universe because I'm from New York. So I wanted my family to be there, my friends. So we did Universe and I got third call out. After that, I started questioning myself. Okay, do I really belong in bikini or should I move up to figure? Because, like my legs weren't going down, wasn't leaning up, and it's just like, I don't know what to do. So there was a show in Tennessee. It was the first year show. As I was prepping for bikini, my coach was like, do you want to try figure just to see? So, okay, we can do figure, but I'm going to prep as a bikini competitor. So I was working out as a bikini competitor, eating as a bikini competitor. Um, and I think it was 2 weeks out, I decided to get someone to help me with my figure pose. I said, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. So somebody helped me with my posing. I rent a suit from another competitor and I got on stage and I probably was one of the smallest figure girl because it was so small. But conditioning wise, I was very conditioned. So we did bikini, we did figure. I got overall in both. And I just knew, like after the show was over, I stepped off stage and I was talking to my coach and I said, I'm a bikini girl. Like I like we don't even need to decide for figure. I'm a bikini girl. And then we went to spoke to the head judge, which is Mo. Mo usually judge at South Carolina. And she's like, you definitely a bikini girl. I said, okay, that's it. And that was it. Like when she told me that, I was focused on bikini, bikini on.
What made you feel like you were a bikini girl? Was it your look or was it the posing and how you felt on stage?
It was the posing. It was the posing, the energy. It was just different. Like I was watching my video for bikini and figure. I mean, I still had the sass, but for bikini, I just looked like I was having so much fun on stage. Like I was smiling. I was like,
Mhm.
my leg was like all the way, like I was kicking my leg up as I walked away. Like it was just the energy was completely different compared to figure.
Yeah, that's how you know. Like
Yeah,
you just felt more like you and happy.
yeah, yeah,
Aw.
definitely.
So then you really focused on bikini and
what was your feedback from that show? Because you said the judge agreed, yes, bikini is your division. But then what did you do until you became a pro?
I'm sure you were not expecting an episode today, but I could not miss the opportunity to invite listeners to something really, really incredible that I'll be doing, and I am so excited about it. I am hosting an intimate all-female retreat in Greenville, South Carolina from August 1st to the 4th, and there are only 3 spots left by the time you hear this. There may be less. So act on this now if you're looking for a chance to connect, grow, and recharge with like-minded women who share your love for bodybuilding and fitness, which is exactly why I am coming to you on this podcast to announce it and let you know that there are some spots open still. And if you want to spend a weekend with an incredible group of women, all about community, mindset, and movement, we're going to be diving into mental health in a way that applies directly to your fitness journey, enjoying the gym and coffee dates with women who really get you, and experience a private chef prepared meal that's going to satisfy what you need for your current nutrition goals and explore the beauty of nature with hikes and a downtown picnic and just enjoying the incredible scenery of where I live. It is beautiful here and I want to have you guys. Plus, I've got some surprises up my sleeve that you won't want to miss. If you come, you will also have access to a pool, pickleball courts, bocce ball, everything you need for a seamless stay because you'll be at my house and you'll have access to everything you need, like a fridge and microwave and stove. When we had some meetups last year, it was awesome, like so fun, which is why I decided to do another one this year, this August, and provide it in such a way where you have all your needs met so you can just focus on showing up for yourself inside and out and making the absolute most of your time there without it feeling like you're going to have to sacrifice any of your goals. Instead, we're going to be capitalizing on our time to get you even closer to the achievement of those goals. So if this sounds like exactly what you need, connecting with other like-minded women, forming lasting friendships, and of course, spending some much needed time on your mental health, as well as still getting in everything you need for your goals, message me for details at celeste@celestial.fit or celestial_fit on Instagram. So again, that's an email, celeste@celestial.fit, or you can DM me on Instagram at celestial_fit. Before the last spots fill up, I recommend messaging me ASAP because I cannot wait to see you there and have you. It will be incredible. If you have any questions at all, of course, feel free to reach out when you inquire.
So after that show, the judge, they told me to keep bringing my legs in, come in a little bit tighter. And I think that was the last show for that season. Going into 2019, I decided to do a Nashville Fit Show before I go to Junior USA. And they were about 2 weeks apart. So I went and did Nashville Fit Show, and it was the same judge that judged me the day before that last show. So they were able to. They told me that I improved, but I still needed to be better because I didn't win the overall. I won my class, but I got second in overall. And I remember after Nashville Fit Show, I had like my car broke down. I had to spend money on getting a new car. And it was just like, okay, my plan kind of ruined because I had Nashville Fit Show, Junior USA, and then if I don't get my pro card at Junior USA, I'll go to Junior Nats. But because I had to spend money on a new car, I was like, you know what, we're not doing Junior USA anymore. We're gonna go straight to Junior Nats. And I remember after Nashville Fit Show, I spoke to the judge and I spoke to the promoter. I spoke to Whitney. We were just talking. And they're like, oh, you look good. Everybody was like, you need to go to Junior USA. And I remember telling the head judge, I can't, I'm broke. I told her, like, I'm broke. I can't afford it, but I'll go to Junior Nats. And they're like, no, we'll help you go to Junior USA.
Wow.
And the next day, Whitney had booked tanning for me. They booked my registration. I only had to I drove there myself and they booked the hotel.
Wow.
I just did my makeup. I had to pay for my makeup and something else and just traveling. But they made it happen. Like it was just like insane. I was like, oh my God, these people really believe, like they believe in me.
Yeah.
Like Whitney, Mo, they're like, no, you're going to Junior USA. It's happening. I was just
Wow.
like, and I remember I said, I don't care if I haven't done myself thing. I'm going. And I drove by myself.
That's
It was
amazing.
it was 7 hour drive. I drove by myself. I got to the hotel on Thursday, and I remember I got to the hotel around probably 8 o'clock. I put everything down. I said, okay, we're going to do cardio. I
Yes.
was so motivated. Like, I don't care. Like, I was just so happy to be there, to have people to believe in me and know that I'm capable of doing this.
That
And I
is so
remember
cool.
it was just like, wow, like this is really happening. Like they actually made this happen for me because I couldn't afford that, and they made it happen. I got sixth place at Junior USA, first call out, got six, and Mo was actually there also. And she said, okay, you just need to come in a little bit tighter, just keep bringing your legs down. And I said, okay. So we went to Junior USA, got six, that's fine. I already had everything booked for junior nats. Went back with my coach and we kind of fixed my posing because I remember Sandy was telling me I was leaning a little bit too far.
Hmm.
So we fixed my posing, we fixed my front pose because my front pose I was showing more quads, and I have a lot of quad muscle, so we had to like change my front pose a little bit, kind of hide my quad. And then we went to junior nats and I got first call out.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, I got first call out and I was in the middle the entire time that Sandy was moving people around. But it was six of us. It was six of us, and I was the only person that she did not move around. So everybody else was moving around, she, changing competitors, face front, face back. And as I got on stage, everybody was like, you got it, you got it. I was just like, oh, when you're like,
Yeah.
oh, and you don't want to jinx it, you don't know, because, things happen. And at the end, when Cindy called me for first place, it was just like, wow, we did this. It
That's
was a
so
great
cool.
feeling to get that pro card, to go from sixth place to first place, being relentless, consistent, just working hard, especially when, like, I just remember that time when I did it, it wasn't for myself. It was just because I knew people believe in me and they kind of boost me up to finish that.
Absolutely. It's really amazing. People believed in you, they supported you, they wanted to see
Yep.
you be successful. And then you also applied yourself and took into consideration the little details.
Yep.
And then you went on and you had a very, very awesome, like I would say a great rookie pro season. And you had your first show, you got 16th, and then the next one was third, and then 16th and third. So it was interesting to see this progression. So can you walk us through what was going on that year and what brought you close to qualifying for the Olympia and how you felt when you were 1 point away?
Well, the first show that I did, when I was way too small. When you win your pro card, you're like, okay, I can't wait to do a pro show. And then I remember my first pro show, I was looking at the girls backstage. I'm like, these girls are huge. I was just like, what's going I was way too lean. Then I realized, okay, pro is like they lean, but with fullness. Definitely full. And then we went on to San Antonio Classic. That was my second pro show, and it was the biggest show of that year, apparently. I think it was like 45 girls. And of course, I was number one. Like, I opened the show because of my last name. My last name is August. So I'm always either one, second, or third. Um, I just wanted to do that show just to see, because at that time I changed and I got a new coach. I wanted to do a show with him to see how my physique responded. I placed, And when we went to that show and we placed third, I was just like, okay, maybe I have something going on. Like, okay, I can see myself doing this and actually be very competitive. Then we went to another show. We got 16th place. After that, we went overseas. We went to the Philippines and we went to Colombia. In Philippines, I placed third, and in Colombia, I placed fourth. And that was during COVID time. So after Colombia, that was right when they shut everything down. It was in February. They shut everything down, and all shows were pretty much canceled all the way up to I think June, if I'm not too sure. But because we because I did show before COVID, I was able to commute get some points.
It's
And then
amazing.
COVID happened and the show started pushing back, so it started getting canceled. And I already had about 10 points. So I was already on the board. And when the show started happening, the girls that were winning, they won, they changed the rule. Once you win, you just win you get qualified. So people were winning, and then everybody else that was trying to get to the Olympia, some of them got points, but I just remember the last show, which was Chicago. I had 10 points. At that time, when everything opened, I probably my third call out until I went to Texas and I placed sixth. And if I did place fifth place, I would get points. And I was just like, damn. So that was only 10 points. And I was like, damn, I needed that point. So I decided to go to Chicago Pro. And I did Chicago Pro. And I'm just like, God, all I need is fifth place. All I need is fifth place. And the girl behind me, she did Chicago too. And I had 10 points and she had 9 points. She was right behind me. And I was like athlete number 5 on the cutout list for the Olympia.
Wow.
So we both did the show. She got first call out. I didn't. I got second call out. And I was like, oh, like at that point, like after prejudging, I said, yeah, I lost it. I just knew like I lost it by 1 point. Because I had hope a little bit, but I was like, oh yeah, it's not happening. And then for final, we went back for final. Everybody went back for final. And I remember being backstage, like, okay, if she get fifth place, she's gonna bump me down and she's gonna go to the Olympia. Because Chicago, they give you extra points.
Okay.
And I remember being backstage just watching as they, call out the top 6. And they I think it was this girl named Rachel. She got 6th place. And when they called Brittany was the one that was behind me. They called her for 5th place. And I was like, I just remember like dropping my head down. I just like walked away. So I was like, yeah. So she got 5th place and she moved up 2 points and she brought me down by 1 point.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was till the end of the season.
So how did that impact your mentality or your view heading into the next season where you did qualify?
My mentality definitely did change. Being so close, and I look at all of my pictures and remember getting feedback from the judges. I said, okay, I need to be better. Need to be better. Not only that, I wanted to qualify for the Olympia, but I wanted to qualify with either a win or more points. I didn't want to be the last athlete on that list again. That's what I remember. I said, okay, I can't, even if we're gonna qualify with points, I cannot be that last athlete on that point list. Like it's not gonna happen. So just going into the next season, I decided to get a new coach. I decided to be consistent with my cardio, definitely more consistent with my cardio. I changed things up also. Um, the one of the feedback was always bring your legs down. You had too much muscle, so I changed my training. I used to train shoulders twice a week and back, so upper body was pretty big also. So I changed my training. Cardio was changed. With my previous coach, he had me do like just walk on the treadmill
Mhm.
because he was afraid that my legs would get too big. And I just like going into my next season, I was like, no, the walking on the treadmill is not going to work for me. I have to run. So I started running in the morning. And within, like, I would say 4 week, I started noticing big difference in my physique. Just my mental self, I was like in control of what was going on. It was a good thing to know, like what I needed to change and how I'm going to do it.
That's amazing. And to learn that and test it and also take a leap of faith as well to hire a new coach and try new
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
So you said that you got more consistent with cardio, you changed up your cardio from walking to running. What else
Mhm.
changed as far as your training goes? And what was the how was the approach different from like with your new coach?
Well, cardio was it was less cardio.
Mm.
Definitely give me less cardio. I said, okay, since it's less cardio, I need to make the best out of it. So that's why I was running in the morning. And it's just I love like sometimes I love running, sometimes I don't, but it was the best thing for my legs to get my legs streamlined, like the way they wanted to be, to get it down. So cardio was different, my food was different. Um, Unlike other competitors, I love eating fish. I love fish. Like I don't have a problem with eating fish for 2 months. Like I'm good. Like that's fine. All year fish. But I remember Ryan was like, you have to eat the chicken. And I was just like, oh my God. He's like, you need to eat the chicken so your physique can change. He just had a different approach to me eating chicken instead of eating fish because he thought with eating fish I would get lean fast but not lose the muscle that I need. Like I would still be muscular, and we were trying to get away from that muscular look. He's like, you have to eat chicken, and I just remember one time she's like, Brian, I cannot eat this chicken anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like, just one more week. I'm like, oh my God. So I remember eating chicken for like probably the first 6 weeks, and it was miserable. But I did it. I did it. I was just like, and then he switched it like slowly, started switching to salmon and then to tilapia. And when we finally were doing fish, I was so happy. I was like, I cannot do the chicken. And that was the food that changed. Training wise, we did shoulder once, we did back once, and then glutes or legs was like 3 times a week. But even with upper body, it was kind of different. So let's say on Monday I trained shoulder. On Wednesday I'll have my hip workout. I did include a lot of hip workout. The hip workout was back. So it wasn't like lifting for like, pull down, but it was more like doing a hip workout with a little bit of back to hit my back muscle.
Hmm.
So we kind of changed that, and that changed a lot. Like I lost a lot of muscle, but which was good because I wanted to be in bikini, right? So that
Yes.
was the whole thing. Like we were trying to have that bikini look. Now, if it was for wellness or figure, training would probably be completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. How did you feel about losing the muscle? Like, were you okay with it or was part of you sad?
I was okay with it. I was okay with it. Because I know I wanted to do bikini.
Yeah.
I said if I had, and I know that even though I lost muscle, I would still look like I have muscle. So it was just like, okay, I need to lose the muscle that I don't need for the division. Because regardless, I'm still just a muscular person. So even like, for example, like if I told people I lost 2 pounds of muscle, then they'd be like, where? Right. And I show you my
Yeah.
picture, you probably would see it if it's side to side. But like if you're looking at me, you're gonna be like, oh, you still look pretty muscular. I mean, I am, but I did lose a lot of muscle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Especially
crazy. Like
shoulder.
you went from your first pro show thinking and looking around backstage like, oh my gosh, I need to gain muscle to
Right.
having to lose it.
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
It was way too much muscle. Way too much. And it was in balance also.
Hmm.
Like balance was a good thing. Like I had way too much muscle. I was in balance. So we were going for, excuse me, we were going for a balanced look, the bikini look. And the main thing, I mean, when we first started prep, the main thing was to get my legs down. And we did just that. I was very, very happy about that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Another thing that changed also is last year I probably got a massage probably once, went to a chiropractor maybe twice,
Hmm.
but this year I was on it.
Mm.
It was so helpful
How so for
going to a
you?
class. Oh my God. So I had my left hip, I think a my left hip is tighter than my right hip. And every time I go to the chiropractor and I get readjusted, my posing is a lot better. I don't feel any pain in my back. I can do hip thrust. Like things like small things you think, okay, I'm just sore. No, you need to get readjusted.
Yeah.
It helps so much. Getting a massage 2 weeks before the show helps so much get to that peak week.
Did you have a specific type of massage that you got?
I like deep tissue.
Hmm.
Yes. And
Awesome.
I probably like, I will get it. Like let's say it's peak week, the last day for me to get it is Monday. Like I wouldn't get it like on a Tuesday or Wednesday. That's too close to showtime because you don't want to hold any water.
Right.
Uh, but the best time to do it, honestly, is like maybe like if you 10 days out and you do it, like the next day or the day after, you look so much better. Like your lines, everything is showing.
So cool. I
Yeah.
started doing a lot of body work like throughout my last prep in this improvement season. It's been awesome. And then I moved and I'm like, I need to find someone new out here because it makes such a difference in how you
It
recover
does.
and feel.
It does. It does. It honestly does. And then I take bubble bath every Friday.
I love that you have the day.
Every Friday I take a bubble bath. Like nope. This is my bubble bath time. I need to relax.
That's awesome.
That helps too. It does help. It does help. So like small things like that, it'd be like, I'll be fine. No, you need to get that massage. You need to go and get adjusted. You need to have your bubble bath. You need to foam roll. You need to stretch. Like all of that are part of you getting on stage and looking your best.
Yes. Like don't take those things for granted or second guess them. Like they can make a
Yeah,
big difference.
they definitely can. They definitely can.
So
I just did things completely different this year. Like things like you said, like I was taking for granted last year. I said, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna do it. If this is what I want to do, we're gonna do it right.
love that. I think that's awesome that again that you were able to recognize what needed to be better and then commit
Hmm.
to that. And the thing I was also wondering about, aside from massages and bubble baths and the chiropractor, you've had some long seasons. So how do you monitor or manage your health and your body's needs along the way?
So at the beginning of the season, I had a regular checkup just to make sure like I'm good and I'm like on track. And I remember after show number 5, I just felt really tired. So okay, I need to go and see my doctor. So I went to my doctor and he just said, "You look good," but like he said I was okay, but like my weight was so low.
Mhm.
Like you just need to eat. You don't have energy. And that was it. So after that, once he told me that, I was gonna do a show with, it was like 3 weeks out, and I told my coach, no, we just need to wait. So I ended up having like a 6 week break. But it wasn't really a break because I was still kind of prepping, but I wasn't like intense, like getting ready, like peak week back to back. So I had a little break where I was able to eat a little bit and then go down for that show.
How did your body respond to you doing that?
But honestly, my body loves when I take it. That it does, it does. Like I know a lot of people are afraid to like eat after the show. I am not afraid to eat after the show. Like I
Mhm.
will eat. There's a certain things, like that you should not you should not, like your body not. It just doesn't go really well. Like for me, it's dairy. I'm trying to stay away from that. Like pizza, I'm trying to stay away from that. But like a burger, yes, I'm gonna have a burger. Fried chicken, I'm gonna have fried chicken. Like I just like to eat, and I think it does really well for my body. Like after the show, when I have a good meal, I have some sugar. I just feel a lot better. I can keep going into the next show and the next show. Compared to, I
Nice.
heard some girls, they're like, oh, like that Saturday on Saturday night they go out and have food with their family, and then on Sunday they're back on prep. I'm like, no, like on Sunday I still need Sunday off and Monday off. Like we can go back on prep on Tuesday, but I need 2 days to like eat a little bit, enjoy sugar, and then go back on prep.
Yeah, and take like your time to recover. And if
Yes,
you know that you can do that and it works for you, then why wouldn't you?
right.
Okay, that's
It
really
does.
interesting. How has your coach supported you through that? Because I know some athletes are worried or maybe fearful of saying, "Hey, coach, I could use a break," or "My body's tired," or "My doctor said this." So, how did you go about that? And how did your coach support you through it?
He is very supportive. If anything, he's like, you need to talk to me. Like, what's going on? I'm always like, I'm good. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I remember studying prep for him. I was about 4 weeks out, and I started noticing that I had cramps in my abs, and it was just weird throughout the day. I would just have cramps. I'm like, what is going on? This is weird. And then I told him like probably like 3 days later, and he's like, why did you wait so long? I was like, oh, well, I didn't know it was a big deal. He's like, no, you need to tell me things like right away when something's happening. So he's very supportive. When I told him that I wasn't gonna compete at DC Pro, he was okay with that. He's like, that's fine. There's more show. Just let me know when you're ready. And even when after DC Pro, that's when I did Patriot. Even leading to Patriot, we had a whole conversation. I told him, okay, this is gonna be show number 6. And the past 5 show I've been placing top 10. So this show gonna be it for me. Like if we place top 10, then that's it. We can start over after the Olympia. Because, at this point I just felt like I was wasting money, my
Mhm.
physique. I'm not cracking that top 5. So I was like, we need to be smart and we need to pick show that where the judges like us, or be more strategic with our show. And he was like, okay, I completely understand. Let's do this show and then call it a day. And I went to do a Patriot show and I got second place. And we both started laughing. He's like, you ain't quitting. I'm like, nope, not anymore.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we had a whole conversation like, yeah, this is it for me. And he was okay with it. And then I got second place. And he's like, okay. And even after second place, he's like, are you sure you want to continue? I'm like, yes, we finally cracked top 5. We are not stopping anymore. Like there was no stopping at this point, like no more. So yeah.
That's so cool. So, what was your feedback after the Olympia and what are your plans now?
After the Olympia, I got great feedback from Sandy. She said this was the best look ever. Conditioning was good, closing, hair, everything was good. She just wants me to keep balancing my upper and lower body. So that's the feedback. You're gonna keep balancing upper and lower body. I know my quads can get big sometimes, so you gotta make sure that my upper body match my quads and my quads match my shoulders. So going to improvement season, I definitely would like to put on a little bit more, tight, not too much. Like, I don't know how to say that. A tiny bit of muscle on my shoulder, tiny bit, not too much. Um, Keep running. I'm gonna stay with my running in the morning, maybe not as I used to during prep season, but I'm still doing my running 3 times a week. And once the new year starts, we're gonna start prepping.
That's
Proper
awesome.
prep. Yes.
Is your goal to go to the Olympia again?
Of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. And in God's name, we hope, in God's name, we win a show this time. Instead of qualifying by point, we'll win a show.
Yes, that would be awesome.
It would.
You definitely had those close moments this past season, so I could see it happening.
Thank you. Thank
Of
you.
course. No, of course. It's so cool. I love your confidence. I love your belief. And I love that you are so committed to this sport and the journey. And is this something you can see yourself doing for years to come? Do you have a timeline?
No, I don't have a timeline. Definitely for years to come. Definitely. I
Nice.
mean, I love this. It's fun for me. Is it challenging? It is very challenging, but you can get it done, you know. Some people are afraid to take time off. Don't be afraid to take time off. Don't be afraid to step away sometimes because bodybuilding will always be there. Bodybuilding will always be there. You know, when I told my coach that, okay, my sister had a baby, I'm gonna be an auntie. You know, this is my first time being an auntie. He completely understood. He's like, bodybuilding will always be there. You know, enjoy this moment. Because you know, once you're in that zone, it's this is it for you. Like you're in the
Yes.
zone of like you do the same thing over and over. Like you so worried about getting to the gym, eating your meals. You know, you're in the zone. And once you like right now, it just feels good to wake up and not worry about going to do cardio. It feels good. So I'm enjoying this moment now. Because I know once January starts, yeah,
And
it's
ended up.
over. Like, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I literally just started prep and I'm so happy because I took like a year, not just under a year off. And I'm just feeling good. And when you get those prep feels, not the negative prep feels where you're like dragging, but the prep feels like, oh my gosh, this is all I want to do. And I'm so focused and I'm thinking about that. I love that feeling. But to speak to your point, there's something really beneficial and nice when you need that break or you commit to taking an improvement season. Embracing that and taking it as
Yeah,
the gift it is also really important.
it is. It is. And you know, you saw people always say, you know, like they say things like, I still have a life, although I'm doing bodybuilding. We all do. We all
Mhm.
do. But when you're prepping, you're very focused. Like this is a goal, this is something that you want to do. Sometimes you neglect family, you neglect friends because you just want to do that cardio. You don't want to go out on Friday night. You don't want to cheat on your diet. You just want to stay home or you just want to go do cardio. So like when we get into improvement season, it's okay to just enjoy this. Enjoy like, hey, tonight I'm gonna have a burger and I'm gonna be fine tomorrow. You know,
Mhm.
and I'm not gonna get up and do cardio and like feel guilty about this. Like I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Just like in prep, like you know, you have your friend that understand, okay, then you need to do cardio, and you have your friend that's like, why are you in the gym again? You know, you have this
Yeah.
question and you can't explain it because it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain to someone if I miss cardio in 2 days, 2 days in a row, my physique gonna change. And they're like, no way. Yes, it is.
Yeah, every minute counts.
Exactly. Yes, yes, it is. Yes.
And if it doesn't, well, it'll affect my mental and that'll affect everything.
Exactly. Well, I'm just gonna feel guilty. So
Yes. You're like, let me have my moment here. This is what I do
right.
from January to the fall, and let me live.
Right. Yeah.
I love it. So I've learned a lot from you. I think you're so interesting, and I just appreciate everything you've shared thus far. And I'd love if you could leave us with your best advice for new competitors and then your best advice for competitors on their road to pro.
New competitors, best advice is do your research. Do your research. Before you pick the division, do your research on the division, like what the food look like, what the training look like, and then do your research on coach. Don't just pick a coach because your friend told you about him or your friend that's your friend's coach. Ask questions, go to their page, ask the athlete their athlete question. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And if the coach don't have an answer, then you should not get that coach. If he just say just do it because you're gonna look good, no, absolutely not. And to athletes that's on their road to pro card or on the road to the Olympia, do not give up. Don't give up. Don't, no matter what, if this is really what you want, this is truly what you want to do, don't give up. Be consistent, keep improving, and show up. Keep showing up. You do the work, show up. That's it.
Amazing. Love that advice. Really, really do, and appreciate it because that's something you've done. So it's not just, advice coming out of nowhere. It's a testament to your commitment as well in your journey.
Yes. Yep. And I don't know if you see all of my posts, I've been saying keep improving, keep showing up. Keep improving, keep showing up. You can't say you improve and then you don't show it. Like if you improve, show up so you can show your improvement. Keep improving, keep showing up. You show up, the judge is gonna see you. They're gonna notice you. They eventually gonna notice you one day. So you gotta show up. You gotta show up to show your package. You gotta show up to show, okay, I've been doing it. I'm doing the work that you guys asked me to do. Here I am.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like we deserve to do that too. Like if we're putting so much effort into improving, why wouldn't we go and
Right.
be seen?
Right. I mean, we put, and your time, your money, you dedicate so much to the sport, show up. And this is especially when you bring in, like, this is the best physique that you bring on stage, the best that you ever look. Show up and show up with the confidence. Like, I know that I brought the look. I know. I know. And sometimes, like, you'll be surprised because when I cracked top 5, I was just like, oh, I don't know, coach. I don't know. And then boom, second place. I was just like, wow, but I still show up. Now, if we look 2 shows later when I did Nashville Fit Show, oh, I was showing up and I knew I brought it. I knew it.
Wow.
I had that confidence. I was showing up. I know that I had the look. I had the confidence. Like I knew it. Like I just felt it.
What was it? What was that feeling like?
It well, it was different because my family was in town, my friends were in town, my clients were there. So it was more like I've been showing you guys how to pose. I've been preaching about the sport. Now you get to watch me do this.
Yeah.
You get to see me on stage. You get to see a coach actually do the thing that she told you to do, all the tricks or things like that. So it felt really good. When I walked on that stage and I did my posing, I just felt like I was home. Like it
That's
felt
cool.
really good. Yeah.
Well, I just so appreciate your time and you sharing all of this with us. And I want people to be able to talk to you more, connect with you, and maybe even inquire about posing. So can you let everybody know how they can do that?
Yeah, so my posing link is on my page. So if you go on my page, you click the link and it's gonna go straight into posing and you get to see it different package, or if you just want to do single sessions, that is fine. You can always send me an email. It's also in my bio, or you can send me a message. I always answer my message. I might take a couple of hours, but I always answer.
Awesome. Love that. I will put all of that in the show notes page. You guys, that's on celestial.fit/podcast. If you're listening right away, Vanya's episode will be at the very top of the page. If you're listening in the future, just scroll down to the category section, which is alphabetized, and you'll be able to find her episode. You'll find all the timestamps, show notes, summary, and of course, the links that we just mentioned. So with that being said, Vanya, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. It was my pleasure, truly. And hope that all of you listening loved it. Tag us as you listen with your main takeaways. Let us know what you thought. Leave a rating, leave a review. But most importantly, appreciate you guys just listening every week. It means a lot to me. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, night, or morning, wherever you are in the world while you're listening to this episode. Just make it awesome.